All right, make sure you set up section 1. Make sure you have your title, Mansa Musa and Mali. Make sure you write down your EQ. How do gold and salt impact our society, as well as the page number. We're on page 50. Get the title of section 1, Africa's gold. And remember, gold is a precious metal. It's actually a chemical element. It comes from the earth on the periodic table. It's A lowercase u. And it's an element because it is found in nature and comes from the earth. So gold actually comes from the ground, it's mined, and we're going to talk about that in a minute, as well as the impact that it had on Africa, the Empire of Mali, as well as us today. Remember, if you need to pause at any point throughout the video to catch up on your notes, feel free to do so. All right, so going back to Africa, Africa is the world's second largest continent. Remember that a continent is a large landmass. We are on the continent of North America. There are 7 continents on Earth. Again, we're on North America. Below us is South America. Above Africa is Europe. To the east of that is Asia. And then there's also Australia and Antarctica. Remember, the 2 land masses that we talked about at the very beginning of the year were Afro-Eurasia and the Americas, because that is how the world is split between East and West. So we're actually on the west side of the hemisphere in the Americas, North America specifically. And then on the east side, you have Afro-Eurasia, Africa being one of the main land masses on that side of the earth. You can see it in green on the map. And we're going to talk more about Africa in just a minute. Within the continent of Africa, you have many different countries. Mali is a modern day country. If you look at the larger map of Africa, you can see the green area. That is the modern day country of Mali. Years ago, Mali was an empire. It wasn't a country, it was an empire. And if you look down to the photo at the bottom, you can see the different territory that was occupied by the empire of Mali. And what made this empire so significant in where it was located, as you can see on that image, there's a blue line. If you look right here, get my mouse, there's this blue line running through. That is the Niger River, and this is one of the most important reasons why this empire became so significant, because of its location along that river. And going back to the Empire of Mali, this is just a large group of territories that are ruled by a single person, and there was a man named Mansa Musa who ruled this particular empire in Africa. See that delay? And we are going back because something went wrong. All right. Not sure what happened there. See if we can pull it up. Nope, not happening. All right, so going back to Mali, there are many gold mines in Africa. Again, gold is a chemical element that comes from the earth. It's something that's in the ground. It's mined for. You can see in that image, it's a modern day picture of people mining for gold. And it's a precious metal. It's very valuable. In fact, all of our cash, not so much now, but in the past, all of our cash, all of our money in our current system, in our current economic system, was backed up by gold. Now, what that means is you had to have a certain amount of gold to equate for the amount of dollar bills that you had. So again, a very valuable precious metal. Now, because of where Mali was located, because of its location along that Niger River, it became very wealthy because it had access to these gold mines. So Mansa Musa arguably became one of the wealthiest men in all of history, even by our modern standards of wealth, because of the amount of gold that he had. Also, interesting fact, because of where Mali was located, which was across the Sahara Desert, a lot of people in Europe and Asia were not aware of the access to this wealth. So he was sort of living in his own little isolated kingdom with all this gold that nobody knew about. Nobody dared to cross the Sahara. Nobody had done it or ventured that far. So he was just living in this little isolated utopia, getting all this wealth, mining for all this gold. His empire was very wealthy. It's not until he travels years later, which you'll learn about in your brain pop, that people become aware of how much gold and how much wealth there is in this part of the world, in this empire. That is all the notes that you have for today. So again, go ahead and scroll back throughout the video if you need to, in order to get all of your notes. Make sure you have all of your hashtags color coded as well, and we will touch base later.